What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Jared Swift Hurd. Jared Swift Hurd says that Jermell Charlo has a better chance against Crawford beating him than Canelo Alvarez. He stated that Canelo Alvarez has acclimated to the weight. He's a harder puncher at 168, and from 154 to 168 is too big of a jump. And he has a better chance against Crawford. He would probably be beaten by both, okay? But he says he has a better chance against Canelo than Crawford. And let me counterpunch. Who gives a shit? More than likely, he would get beat by both. Here's the miraculous thing about Jermell Charlo. If Jermell Charlo beats Canelo Alvarez, okay, I think that cemented his legacy right there. Because he's a guy that is also a two-time heavyweight champion. But see, understand this. If he beats Canelo, he would probably have to fight Canelo again. Let's be realistic. You know, because if he beats Canelo, Canelo has a rematch clause. There ain't going to be no shit from him fighting a guy without one. You know what I mean? So let's just be realistic. But if there isn't, in a perfect world, if he beats Canelo Alvarez and he becomes a two-time undisputed champion, one at 154, the other at 168. That will cement his legacy. If he loses to Canelo or if he beats Canelo again, I think that will take Canelo on off. Okay, it's time for you to hang up the gloves. You lost every belt that you've had at 168. It's time to vamoose, how they say, right? Vamoose, right? It would be time for him to go, leave the sport, and then he would have to deal with Crawford. But then I think if he beats Canelo, like most casuals would do, they would give him a better chance of beating Crawford now, since he beat Canelo at a different weight class, a different style, and a different everything. But understand this, you know, Crawford going to 168 to then fight Jermell Charlo at 168 after Jermell Charlo has beat Canelo twice, and this is still, you know, just, you know, okay, theoretically speaking. I think if anything, that would be a very good fight. But that is like the bright light in boxing right now, is what Terence Crawford was able to do finally with Spence. He showed that he was better than Spence in every way. And Jermell Charlo fighting Canelo Alvarez, you know, and I think Canelo has been at a comfort zone. I think the only reason he didn't get the only way he got out of the comfort zone was against Bivol. Everything else has been just Canelo, my way or the highway. You know what I mean? If you don't like it, kick rocks, things like that. But yeah, I think Terence Crawford, though, I think Jared Hurd was talking about the weight difference, because between Terence Crawford and Jermell Charlo, the weight difference isn't that bad. It's more realistic for anybody around the same size, because Terence Crawford would be moving up, is where Jermell Charlo would be comfortable at the weight that he's been fighting for the longest. Okay, so I think that's what that is. Jared Hurd did mean, you know, Jared's a big boy. He's like 6 foot tall. You know what I mean? You see him walking around, you're like, there's no fucking way you're like, what, 160? But he did say he was sparring with Terence Crawford, and he couldn't push his ass back. So he said he was strong as hell, and I couldn't push him back. And we've seen how strong Terence Crawford is due to the fact that, you know, Errol Spence tried to push him back, and then, you know, Terence Crawford was able to move this guy. He was able to shove Errol. I'm like, damn. And you've seen the strength and the power behind this man. This man does have strength, okay? He is a strong ant-style-minded, powered guy. Okay, but anyway, you guys tell me what you think of Jared Swift Hurd predicting that Jermell Charlo has a better chance of beating Terence Crawford than Canelo Alvarez. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.